Fresh off the heels of Twitter making API changes and causing the TweetDeck application to go down, basically become unusable, I was impacted by that. I could no longer use the TweetDeck application. Meta, smelling blood in the water, has launched their new application. At the right time, Mark Zuckerberg, or Mark Zuckerberg as I like to call him, launched his new Twitter-like app to rival Twitter at the most optimal time, I would say, considering all the issues that is happening with Twitter right now. So we're going to go over this article here out of codeofmac.com and dive into some of the features that are in the new Threads app. But before we do that, if you are new to this channel, please do me a huge favor and consider hitting that subscribe button if you enjoy this type of content. Hit that notification bell and hit that like button as well. All right, let's jump right into this article here. Meta's new Threads app kicks Twitter while it's down. Yes, literally. Meta just launched Threads, a new text-based social networking service that goes head-to-head with Twitter. Meta's Facebook and Instagrams have always competed with Twitter, of course, but Threads does so directly. The two apps are nearly identical. Yes, I'll get into that a little bit more as well. Twitter has struggled since being acquired by Elon Musk in 2022, and Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg clearly sees an opportunity to supplant it. Yes, there have been some struggles with Twitter since Elon Musk has gone over there. Elon Musk has also trimmed a lot of the fat. I'll dive into that, I think, a little bit more in one of these two articles here. Meta glides in as Twitter struggles. Facebook debuted in 2004 and over the years built a user base of about 3 billion. Twitter came along in 2006 and hasn't done as well, though it had about 370 million users in 2022. But that number is reportedly dropping. The analyst firm SimilarWeb said that March that in Twitter traffic was down 18.7% year over year. Yeah, we've seen a lot of people exiting Twitter since Elon Musk took over. A lot of the, how should I say this? A lot of the weirdos out there got pissed that Elon Musk had took over the Twitter and allowed it to be more open, allowed more conversations on both sides of the debate to have their say without having the fear of being censored. So I'm okay with that. I applaud that. I've been I've been obviously supportive of Elon Musk ever since he took over Twitter because of the fact that he allowed more freer speech on Twitter as it was compared to under previous ownership, previous ownership under Jack and obviously the CEO and what was her name? The legal counsel lady, Vijaya, whatever her name was. Yeah, so it's been definitely more free, so you can actually get more true conversations. You can get both sides of the debate, so I do appreciate that. Some people didn't like that, which is why they left. They wanted more stricter censorship. They wanted you to lock down. They wanted only one side of the political debate to be heard. So Elon Musk paid far more for Twitter. Yes, he sure did. Then the company was worth and consequently laid off 80% of their staff. Yeah, a lot of those 80% of the staff were a bunch of people who were doing nothing. I think Twitter had got to a point that they were so big that they hired, and this is probably the same issue with a lot of large companies. You get to a point where you just start hiring the same people, and they're very redundant. A lot of people clock in. You've seen the videos that were going around on social media, how they would record their day, how they would come in the morning, grab a latte, they go to yoga, then they'll have a meeting, then they'll have lunch, and then they'll take for a walk or whatever, and then they'd be going for the day. Pretty much describe probably most of these users' day. So I must trim a lot of the fat, 8%. I'm okay with that. A lot of the times you don't need all of those people. A lot of times they're redundant. And I think during that time period when they were laying off all those staff, you did see some struggles with Twitter. But, for the most part, they were able to fix those issues and just push forward. So Twitter as an application, as it works, it's pretty much fine other than this new API change. But it seems to be just as fast, whatever. Things still work the same without that 80% people. Controversial comments by the billionaire spook advertisers' revenue from the ad is down 6%, which is why he hired the new CEO, who is an ad, supposedly an ad expert. So, like a shark after wounded prey, Meta smelled blood in the water and responded with its new application, which it calls Threads, an Instagram app. It's available now in the App Store on iPhone and iPad, as well as Google Play for Android. Twitter Threads is a Twitter clone. As you can see here, it pretty much looks exactly like Twitter, exactly with the name. Then you have your verified badge and your text, then obviously your engagement buttons and everything. So pretty much it's a Twitter clone. That will come into play in just a little bit. Here's what they say. Says more with Threads. Instagram's text-based conversion app says made a description for its new software. Threads is where communities come together to discuss everything from the topics you care about today to what will be trending tomorrow. Users log in with their credentials from their existing Instagram account, and they have the option to follow the same people that they do on Instagram. The difference in the two is that Threads is about communicating with words rather than pictures. Though images can be attached and Threads posts, the same is true for links up to videos 5 minutes in length. Here's some more pictures here showing, I guess I'm attaching a picture here. Let's keep going. If all that looks familiar, it is because Threads user interface is nearly identical to Twitter's. Users post short text, 500 character max, to their followers about anything they want. Whether you're interested in, you can follow and connect directly with your favorite creators and while others who love the same things, or build a loyal following of your own to share your ideas, opinions, and creativity within the world, says the Meta about the app. Musk says we made Twitter a haven for free speech, right? What I talked about, which has resulted in a rise in what they're calling hate speech. I mean, there's no such thing as hate speech, but that's a totally another video, totally another topic on the platform. Meta built in controls to allow users to protect themselves from such attacks. We built Threads with tools to enable positive productive conversations. You can control who can mention you or reply to you within Threads. The company said it's an official announcement of this software. Yeah, so that's the one thing I do want to get into just a little bit about Threads. So it is owned by Mark Zuckerberg. It is owned by Facebook. We know what their political leanings are. We know how they censored certain speech and blocked certain type of topics or speech on there. So obviously Threads is going to follow the same thing. So to me, that's a knock against it, which is the reason why I probably will not be signing up for Threads, even though I do have an Instagram account. I prefer to have open speech, regardless of if you're offended by it or not. I believe open speech is the way to go and allow both sides to have their say, and then you figure out what do you believe in. You decide what's true and what's not. It shouldn't be up to the apps or somebody sitting in the ivory tower to decide that. Okay, that's enough of what I'm going to say about that. Don't want to go too political. But talk about how successful it's been so far. Meta's Threads passed 20 million users within 12 hours. So this is out of 9to5google.com. Meta launched at 7 p.m. last night, and 7 p.m. At the recording of this video, it was last night, and just over 12 hours later, the platform has already surpassed over 20 million users. They hit a max of like 23 million users, and of course, a little bit of that has dropped down. So yeah, so right now it's off to a good start with roughly 20 to 25 million users. Obviously, that's still far away from what they have on Facebook and of course what Twitter has, but I mean it's a good start. We'll see how much of a competition it can be for Twitter and pretty much any other social media. Speaking of the way it looked, as far as how it looks, it's identical to Twitter. Let's take a look right here. Twitter warns it could sue Meta over copycat Threads app. So obviously Elon Musk and Twitter have taken notice. They took a look at it and says, we want you to take it down. So they did send like a cease and desist letters over to Threads. I don't know if anything will come of this at this point. I mean, most of the times when you send out a cease and desist letters to these big companies like this, nothing really ever comes of it. I mean, it's really hard to get them to take it down, or it's hard to prove that they're malicious act or they're exactly copying it, but whatever. Let's go right here. Meta responded to Twitter's letter in a post on Threads with communications director Andy Stone stating no one in the Threads engineering team is a former Twitter employee. I guess that's what Twitter is alleging. Here's his exact thread here, just so you can actually see Threads how it looks right now. Pretty bland, at least on the website. I don't know what the app looks like. Like I said, I don't have it. Let's go right here. It's from Semaphore exclusive. Elon Musk lawyer Alex Spiro sent a cease and desist letter to Meta, accusing the company of poaching former Twitter employees to rip off Twitter. Here is Dear Mark Zuckerberg, I write on behalf of X Corp, a successor in interest to Twitter Incorporated. Based on recent reports regarding a recently launched Threads app, Twitter has serious concerns that Meta Platforms has engaged in systemic, willful, and unlawful misappropriation of Twitter's trade secrets and other intellectual property. So they are going after Meta and Threads to see if they can have it taken down, which again, it won't happen. I mean, I'll be interested if this will even make it to court, but we will see. We'll be following that. But again, Threads is launched, it's out there. If you're using it, let me know. Again, I have no desire to go onto Threads. I prefer to just use Twitter, allowing me to have a more open discussion to see both sides of the argument. But if you're using Threads, let me know. If you're interested in Threads, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. Thank you once again for taking time out to watch this video. Again, if you are new to this channel and enjoy this type of content, please do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button as well. Also, if you want to stay up to date with the latest tech news, head over to the website soundsnerdy.com, where I curate tech news covering Apple, Samsung, Android, Google, computing, and even more tech news, all at the website soundsnerdy.com. And until the next video, guys, stay nerdy.